Zion, the next chant, your sixth birth chant number 6, is the mystical words that one says in the Hebrew mystical tradition when one arises in the morning. And in this great teaching, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, says Nachman of Breslov, the great master, is Zichron da Alma Da'ati. You remember the future world. Because hope is a memory of the future. To remember the future world is to remember who you will be when you're fully realized, which is who you already are. When you awaken in the morning, you remember the fullness of who you already are, towards which your entire life leads and moves and invites you. Hope is a memory of the future. Hope is a memory of your future. You know, the Platonists said that the loss of knowledge is the source of all evil. Plato and the Theaetetus and other dialogues. In world spirituality, emerging in this gift of world spirituality emerges from Hebrew mysticism, we say that the loss of memory is the source of all evil. To forget. And you know, to forget's not really the source of it all. Worse than forgetting is to forget that you've forgotten. Because when you forget, you can remember. But when you forget that you've forgotten, wow, you can't even remember. It says about the divine in the world, in the old ancient text, V'anochi haster astir panai, and I, the I which is God, is hidden in the hiddenness. And so the master of the good name, the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement in the Carpathian Mountains, around 1760, says, why does it say that the I of God, the Anochi, the I of the divine, is hidden in the hiddenness? Because the hiddenness itself is hidden. That's what the true exile is. And so we chant not only to remember, sometimes chant doesn't even bring us to memory, but it reminds us that we've forgotten. And that's the morning chant when we say, Modeh ani lefanecha. Simply translated, Modeh, I acknowledge my presence. Ani, my I, my presence is lefanecha, is before you, God, before you, the divine. That's God in the second person, the personal face of essence, before whom I kneel and bow with great devotion and delight. Again, not the God of dogma, not the God you don't believe in, but the personal face of all that is. And deeper still, when you go into the deepest teaching of Modeh ani lefanecha, you realize that it's even more than that. It's Modeh ani, it's I embrace my I lefanecha when I experience myself before you. And then it goes even deeper, because the word lefanecha in Hebrew, the word lifnei, has actually 3 meanings. It means before, lifnei is before, but it's also pnei, panim, which means face. And it's also pnimi, which means inside. So to be before God, simply translated, exoterically, simply translated, I'm before God, I kneel before the divine, the personal face of all that is. Deeper still, to be lifnei is to be, remember the word lifnei means inside, before, and face. To be before God really means deeper, to be on the inside of God's face. When I'm on the inside of God's face, I know that every place I fall into God. When I live before the divine, the personal face of essence, I know that just like I believe in God, God believes in me. And the second part of this chant is Rabba Emunatecha, which is great God is your belief in me. It's to access as you get up in the morning the feeling that the entire world depends on your next action. Is that to be aligned and to live in an evolutionary context is to know that God needs your service, and Rabba Emunatecha, great is God's faith in you and your ability to live the God force, the God field that's you, and to make the unique contribution, to give the unique gift that's yours and yours alone to give. And so the chant is Modeh ani lefanecha. I embrace myself in your presence. I experience myself on the inside of God's face. Rabba emunatecha. Great is the faith that God has in me, in you. Modeh ani lefanecha, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode ani lefanecha, mode ani lefanecha, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode ani lefanecha, mode ani lefanecha, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, mode yani lefanecha, mode yani lefanecha. Hey Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha. Hey Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha. Hey Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha. Hey Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha. Hey Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha Ramba, emunatecha. And so it is.